Welcome back and thank you for joining me. Looks like a peaceful night in episode 2. And we've got all our main sort of infrastructure down just to get us started. Here's our secondary part of the village. All our production zones getting meat and logs. The next thing we're going to build is the Weaver's Hut, Weaver's Lodge, whatever its name is. So find it on this menu, Weaver's Workshop. We'll place it down here, just next to the well. And I'll just see how much we're going to need to gather for the construction. So we're pretty short on iron ore, we've got enough clay, and we're pretty short on hay. Got plenty enough stone because we collected a whole load of that before. So I'm just going to collect in some hay. We need 24 hay, and we're going to need like maybe somewhere around 60, 54 iron ore. Let's have a look. So we'll set the gather resources and look for 24 hay. There's 21 there. And 3 there, 24. Perfect. Maybe just collect a little bit more for an excess. 3 there, that'll do. And just need to look for a bit of iron ore now and gather that. 60. Yeah, that'll do. Just get that menu back up there that I've got rid of. There it is. 60, 70, 80, 96 ore we'll end up with, and we'll end up with about 53 hay. We've got our forester working, so that could bring in some logs. Oh no, we haven't. Let's hire a forester. And actually, importantly, what I do want to do is make sure that we do have some labourers. So I'm just going to take one of the wood choppers off in our sawmill, because our firewood's kind of recovered. We've got 104, so that's looking good. We did get pretty low there for a while, didn't we? What else have we got? We'll take another wood chopper off soon. We've got 2 hunters, we've got 1 gatherer, we've got 1 fisherman. But we've got plenty of fish, 705 fish, 200 meat, 121 vegetables. Could do with some more veg. Would have to put someone else on gathering. I think we'll do that because we can only gather in the spring and summer. So we'll take someone off the hunting and put them on gathering. We've done that. Get a bit more veg, and then when it comes into the winter we can take someone off gathering and on to hunting. We've got some pretty bad weather coming here. We've got 1 labourer gathering resources, so we could do with maybe another one. So we'll take another woodcutter off, so we've got 2 labourers. Oh no, we've just had someone turn into an adult, so we've now got 3 labourers, which is great. We do have a few animals around the village. Could be a good opportunity to do a bit of hunting, but I can't quite see any of my people. Here we go. We'll go into you, my dear, and hunt ourselves a bear. Whoa, in the face. There we go. Can't see anything else around. Oh, there's one up there. But it's pretty bad weather conditions trying to go hunting. Yeah, it looks like we got that bear in the distance. And nothing else immediately around. Wonder what she's doing inside. Oh, look. Should we have a look inside here, wherever this building is? Wow, we're very close. And look what's on the side here. So that looks like a little bit of meat, maybe? What else have they got? Is that some fruit and maybe some bread over there? Some fish down there in the middle? And maybe some vegetables at the back? Oh, that's cool. So maybe this is a house. Should we go out and see what that structure is? Turn around. It's a shack. Okay. Oh, that's really interesting. I hadn't realised that you could go. That's the structure that we were just in. Hadn't realised that you could actually go inside them and see what's in there, because I've been in buildings before and there's just like nothing there. So I wonder if you go in these larger houses, there's anything there. You can go in that front door there. Probably just go in with our camera view. Maybe that's why we haven't seen anything before, because we've gone in on the camera view and not as a person. So that's something interesting that I've learnt. Go into places by inhabiting someone's body and you'll see a bit more. Still a few animals around. Bit of slightly better weather now. I think the storm's blown through. This is where our Weaver's Lodge is going to be, and we're just looking at collecting all the resources we can. And actually this field's interesting because we're now harvesting the flax, and the flax is going to help the weaver's workshop, so that's being harvested just in time. And actually there's a boar there. If I can get hold of a villager, just speed up time a little bit until our farmer goes back. Boar's good for food. Farmer's taking its time going back. May have missed him. Here we go. Let's just grab you and see if we can do a little bit of hunting. Press the number 3. Yep, there's a bear over there. Let's see if we can get this bear. Got the bear. Oh, there's a bear over there. Let's see if we can get that one. Missed that one. Let's have another shot. Here we go. Yep, got that bear. There's an animal right in the distance that we can have a pot shot at. Might not see if we get that, but you never know. There was a boar hanging around, wasn't there? There was a bear over there in the distance. See if we can have a go at that. Oh, there's the boar. Yeah, we've got that bear. And it's getting pretty dark. Not sure if we'll hit that boar. There we go. Got that boar as well. We'll jump out of this body as it's getting dark and we can't really see anything. But we'll give them a toot for a bit of motivation and morale as we leave them. And it's looking lovely in this village. I really like some of these angles where you can get really down into the street. I really appreciate how your buildings look. People coming and going up the main street of our village while we're all gathering and collecting food and materials. And look at, as we come out to the beach, it's looking beautiful. I wonder what that bush is. It looks like there's like the flax crop growing on it up into our house. Let's see how we're doing with our gathering. So we've got some iron ore coming in, which is interesting, and not really sure what order that some of this is done in, because we did specify to bring in the hay first, did we, or did we just go straight for the iron ore? I'm not sure now, but I think that gathering might be prioritised by how close some of it is, as well as what order you do it in. Well, look, there's a bear there in the village, and we've got a farmer coming back. Oh, and there's someone here. Come on, let's take you on. Whoa, up close and personal with the bear. Let's get you in the behind. Gotcha. Oh, what's that over there? Someone chopping wood. People coming into the village. No other animals immediately. Oh, there's a bear though. Let's get that bear. There we go. There's another bear in the background, but a bit too far away. That'll do. Give you a toot on the way out. Looking good. So the next buildings that we're going to go for after the weaver's workshop can be slightly different. So we ultimately want a blacksmith, which is here, and that takes up quite a lot of resource, quite a lot of stone there, as you can see, and logs. But the blacksmith shop actually needs 2 other support buildings. So one of them is a furnace, and the other one is a kiln. And I'm not too sure what the blast furnace does. That's certainly a much bigger version of a furnace, I'd imagine, but very expensive on resources. So we'll do the furnace and the kiln, and they don't take too much, so they'll be good ones to go for next. And we've got a bear in camp right next to our farmer, and actually we changed the crop onto grass for our farmer, and just see how we do with that. It might help us with some of our building materials, because I think we've got enough flax for now. Oh look, oh, you're collecting resources. Well, let's make it safer for you by taking away that bear. Not had any animal attacks yet though, maybe that comes later in the game, and certainly when you're rearing animals and you've got pastures and things like that. Oh, there's a bear over there. It's got a couple of bears and a wolf. That's good. Good angle on that one. I think that's all the animals that are close by. So good to keep dipping into people and getting those resources, mainly for the meat, for the food. And looks like we've been doing really well in our food. The decision to put an extra gatherer on is paying off. So we've got 451 vegetables up here. Certainly using up our fish. We were on 700, but now on 625. and we've got 258 meat, so a similar amount to what we had in building, but that's because we're going into people and we're shooting animals. In fact, there's a boar down there, somewhere down there. Just going into the evening time now, and I'll start laying down some of our additional buildings, because we're just kind of waiting on the hay. We've got 3 gatherers, but we've my god, we've got 169 ore, so I must have already been going after ore. 221 firewood, which is really good. We're in a good place there, and I think we're in a stage of the game where the building can be taking quite a while actually, which can be a bit annoying. So let's lay down a kiln and a furnace. Kiln can go here, or we could put them opposite. Yeah, we'll have them here. The kiln and the furnace. So kiln is down, furnace is here. Furnace next to the kiln. There we go. And then we can always have the blacksmith opposite, next door to the weaver's workshop. Looks like we're starting to deliver goods to our weaver's workshop, and we are starting to get the hay in. So what I'll do is put on 1 builder just to help with moving those goods. And we've got our clay and our iron ore and our logs delivered, and we'll certainly have our stone delivered soon enough as well. And it looks like we've also harvested our flax crop, which is brilliant. And it may be that we did plant another flax crop. It's possible I didn't change over to grass in time, but hopefully we did, and we will get some grass. But it is still showing flax, unfortunately. But not to worry, we can still collect the hay manually and just put on another crop next year of grass. And we've also got the option of there's a bear there. By our fishing hut we've got a bear, so we could just wait for a villager to come by and just jump into them. Oh, there's one. There we go. Let's take you on, Dane, and let's shoot this bear. There we go. Take the opportunity when we can. Doesn't really take long. Oh, there's something up there. It's a boar. See if we can hit the boar. There we go. Got a bear and a boar. Oh, and there's other stuff there. There's a wolf. And we could just build a hunting cabin, in town. There we go. We've got the wolf after a couple of shots, and there's something down there. I think it's a bear. Yeah, got the bear. Could build a hunting lodge in town that can help protect our people and our pastures. Probably more when you get animals. But we don't necessarily need that now. Just take up more people than we have. And because we've got so many villages in town that we can just jump into, that's easy enough to do. Okay, we've got pretty much everything delivered apart from the hay, so that's looking really good. And we've got 1 builder. So I'm just wondering if... So hay is holding this up. Should we see if we can just maybe see if we can gather in a bit more, maybe? Not sure what we're doing. And we'll need hay for these other 2 buildings, so while we're waiting on the material for the weaver's hut, we need 10 hay for the kiln, and we will need 10 hay for the furnace, so another 20. I think I just gathered another few there, but I wasn't counting. 6 there, and there's 15 there, and 6, 12 there. Okay, that should probably be enough. And I've just noticed we're in fall, and we are showing that sign, that sort of snowflake above the field showing it's cold, and that it could affect the harvest, but it's still growing, and I think we'll get to a point where we might be able to harvest a bit of that before it all goes completely. And we don't have that same cold sign over our gatherer's hut yet, but as soon as we do, we'll change our gatherers over to other things that you can do all year round, like hunting and fishing. So that's good to know. We've got 3 hay in our inventory, so I'm just wondering, yeah, we've got 41 at our weaver's workshop. So we're looking great for building that very soon. 44 at our weaver's workshop. So we've finally got round to the harvesting of the hay and that we set manually. So that's looking good. And also we'll have a lot of our materials delivered to our kiln and furnace already. Fantastic. Oh, and look, the snow's come in. And yeah, we'll have lost whatever harvest was left there. And we've got 464, so I think we did just harvest 24 flax out of that second crop. So that's interesting to know. And we'll take our farmer off, because a farmer can't do anything in the winter. And also, our gatherer's hut will have that frosted sign over it. If it had any workers on, I'll show you. There we go. There's that snowflake there. And we'll just take that worker off. We'll put a hunter on, and we'll put a fisherman on. So we've got 2 in each. We'll keep our lumberjacks going. We've got 1 so far at our sawmill, and the sawmill, remember, we upgraded. So that's really going to help us just to hopefully be maintained by 1 person now that we've got our firewood back up. But we'll keep a close eye on it because we are going to be getting through a lot more firewood now we're in the winter. But it's a really nice view when it's not snowing and when it's just like really calm and snow on the floor. It's a beautiful scene. Look at that. Oh, we've started building our weaver's workshop. That's brilliant news. So we spent the sort of spring and summer gathering materials for it, and now we're building it in the winter. We'll add another builder. So we've got 2 builders, and we've got 2 labourers. So the labourers gather the resources, and the builders they can help move them and build them. We'll just see this weaver's workshop get built. It's a bit more of a substantial structure than some of the other things we've built before, because it's got 17 build points altogether, and we've done 12 of them, and it's taken a few more materials than some of the buildings that we've put up, for example the houses. And speaking of houses, we've got 14 people in our village now, and we've got capacity for 14, so it could be a really good idea to build a house next, after we've built our weaver's workshop. And that's something we can do, lay down a house before we go on to then build the blacksmith. But we'll already have these 2 little buildings well on the way to being built. And here we go, so 16 out of 17 build points for the weaver's workshop, and we've built it. So let's hire someone and start making clothes. And you can see here they need flax and they need hides, and you've got the option of making clothing or warm clothing. Warm clothing requires wool, if you have a look there, and we don't have wool, so we'll just make clothing, normal clothing. And that's fantastic. That's a really good milestone in our village. And we've got a bear in the village. I was just slowing down time. I don't know where it's gone. Maybe we should just let it carry on. There it is. Making mischief, no doubt. Looks like it's going into buildings. Yeah, let's slow down time and grab hold of someone. And just as I slow down time, there's no one around. It's typical. Oh, here's someone. There you go. Right, come on, Dane. Let's get this bear. It's making mischief in our village, and we need its meat. Looks like there's something behind that tree. Can't quite reach it. Someone coming into town. Hello. You've got a bow. We all have a bow. There we go. Let's get out of you. Let you carry on with your life. And there we go. Fantastic addition to our village, the weaver's workshop. We'll just zoom into it. Look at that light on. It's very atmospheric, especially with the music and the singing and the snow falling. Feels very, very nice and calming. Okay. Right, gang, we're doing very well. And we're going to put down a house because we need to expand our population. Oh, and it looks like we've got another adult. We've got 11 adults, 2 teenagers and 1 baby. And we'll lay down a house at the end here. Just go in a bit closer. Just see where we can put that down. So there's our weaver's workshop there. What we could do is start a second row down here. And one of the things to bear in mind is not to put things too close, because if you have a fire, the fires can spread quite easily. And so I'm just going to give a bit of a second level to the street, and I can't quite see where the existing sort of road is, but I'll put a new one in here behind the other houses, and we'll put our new house just close to the fishing hut, and on the other side of the road, which will be here. There we go. Pretty happy with that. And we'll see what that needs. So that needs 60 logs, 20 stone, 20 ore, 20 hay. We should have all that apart from the hay, but we are gathering extra hay. We're going to grow hay for next year, so we've got grass sort of declared in that field. And we're doing very, very well indeed on our food. We've got 879 vegetables. Our gatherers have done very well, and our fishermen and our hunters are taking over. So we've got 461 fish and nearly 400 meat. But we are finally about to run out of our bread, so things are about to get more challenging, and I'm not sure what that's going to mean for us. But let's get this new house done and gather a bit more hay to help us on our way. We've kind of taken all the hay from right near our settlement. There's 36 here, 9 there, 21 there. So let's gather all those resources and build the house. What we could do actually is just put everyone on gathering. There we go. 4 people on gathering. Oh, look. Let's put the builder... Oh, I took the fisherman off. Okay, let's leave the builders till they've built this. What have we got? The kiln's built. So we could start producing charcoal. Oh wow, and the furnace. Okay, let's have a closer look at these two things while we're getting ready for the house. So in the kiln we can make charcoal, which is needed in the blacksmiths for the fire. So let's hire someone there. And that's one of our labourers, and we've got a spare labourer and 2 builders left. So let's put our builders. We'll keep 1 builder and then maintain 2 labourers. Let's have a look at the furnace. So, okay, we're going to need a lot of ore, which we've got, which is fantastic news, and we're going to need charcoal. Brilliant. Okay, that's what we're producing there in the kiln. So that's where it goes, and the ore plus the charcoal will make cast iron. And there's no other option there at the moment. So I think once we've built up a little bit of charcoal, which is going to be using firewood, and we're short on firewood. We've got 91 firewood, so we're going to put another person on at the sawmill. There we go. So we're down to 1 labourer, 1 builder, and I think once we've got enough charcoal, we can actually move that job onto the furnace, so we can start building up our cast iron for the blacksmith to use. And we're making charcoal already. I'd imagine the charcoal will be stored in the barn. Possibly in the barn, because that's where the firewood has been. And the warehouse is more for building materials, so that'll be interesting to see where it ends up. And we've got 78 firewood, so we'll keep a close eye on the firewood. And while we're building up our materials, which we've really almost... Yeah, we've almost got everything we need for our house. We've got 16 hay, which we need 20, so we're gathering that in now as we speak. So we're literally just about to build our house, but we've already built our weaver's workshop, and that weaver is making clothes as we speak and kitting out our people with clothing. The kiln is working and our furnace is about to get going. And our house is literally having the material loaded up, and that's about to get built. So join me in our next episode, where we'll build our blacksmith, start making some tools, and we'll have our furnace and our new house built. Thank you very much for watching, and see you soon.